Oh shit, here we go again.
No, it's
Heavy.
If you want to leave rude comments, go for it. I'm just an honest person. Oh. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to Same Shit, Different Day. Today, we'll be going through one of Amberlynn's live streams from the 10th of October. It was very chaotic. Tears were shed, journals were read, Pookie was fed, and more. I would just like to say thank you to each and every one of you for almost 1,500 subscribers. And before we start with live stream, I would like to include a clip that I came across whilst editing another one of my videos. I'm not sure if I will upload that one, but anyway, I would like other reaction channels' opinions about this, because to me it seems like it contradicts a lot of the stories that Amber told us in the past. Of course, I would also like the audience's opinions on this, so take a look.
I'm like literally finally opening up to the fact that like I was in some sort of an abusive situation, and still people are on that person's side because the reactor is genuinely supposed to be. That is terrifying to me. Like, they're not about what's right, what's wrong at all in the slightest.
I think halfway through you realized what you just said, but there was no coming back from it because you're live, considering you were live streaming, so you had no power of editing. I'm surprised you didn't take this video down. What about Casey, Amber? This is why we don't trust you. This is why we don't trust what you say. Okay, look, if you're going to lie, you need to have a good memory, and we all know that you don't. We all know you need journals. Otherwise, might as well just tell the truth. It's easier anyway. You don't gotta remember shit, yet you complicate things. You always complicate things, and then you complain that your life is a mess. See, reaction channels are for what's right and against what's wrong. We do believe victims, but when it comes to you, Amber, it's very hard to trust anything you say because of this exact reason. But you guys, please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but that is genuinely what I understood from that clip, that this is her first time being in an abusive relationship. But anyways, we're moving on to one of Amber's live streams that happened on October the 10th.
Wildflower and the Greatest destroyed me. I am right there with you.
Now, I went and I looked up Billie Eilish, The Greatest lyrics, and I will show it to you guys in a second, but I think she likes this song because it makes her feel and look like a victim. It is so uncanny when it comes to the lyrics and when it comes to the stuff she told us, like the way she feels. I will be sure to put the lyrics on the screen, but if you have a hard time reading, you can go on YouTube and search up Billie Eilish, The Greatest, and once you hear it, you'll realize why Amber loves the song.
I feel like my live streams have been like super boring because it's like I don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm gonna be completely like honest.
The feeling is definitely mutual, Amberlynn. It's been boring for a while. Maybe talk about a movie? Maybe, I don't know, pick up a book to talk about? Anything. You can make a list of the things you want to talk about with people. Or, here's a wild thought, maybe you can start telling the truth. How about that? And apologies, you guys. I will have to speed up some of her clips because I just feel like they're dragging on forever. That's why some of her clips will be like sped up and some might not be.
Do something. I do something all day. I feel like my live streams are like kind of like my time to like just chill. That's what it feels like to me.
To you, that's how it feels like. To your audience, it feels like a boring session, like nails on a chalkboard. To reaction channels, it feels like hell having to go through it. We sacrifice ourselves. Also, Amber, I thought your chill time, your you time, is before you go to bed, you like to have, what did you say, a couple of hours or so to yourself? So why is your live stream, that's your actual job, your chill time, instead of it being your work time? People are paying you for this. People pay you. People pay your bills. People pay your food addiction. But yet here you are not putting any effort in to make it fun, to make it interesting. You're not even addressing important topics. You're not speaking the actual truth and the actual facts. So what do people do? They start spamming you about Emily, about Rarity, about other things until you finally snap. And that's when we get drama, when you could have just addressed it. If you want peace in your life, as you claim, then start telling the actual truth. Don't wait till people spam you to the point of tears and a point of crash out, and then complain later on how your life is miserable and your life is chaos and it's other people's fault.
You guys, guess what is back?
Not a rarity, sadly.
Grey's Anatomy. Respectfully, people should not come in here and be super rude. If you don't like the content, you can leave. Very that. When I don't like content, I just click out. I'm like, okay, this is boring, or okay, I don't like this person.
Amberlynn Reid, do you understand that majority of your memberships are people who can't stand you? Majority of super chats are people who can't stand you. You barely have any true fans left. You're literally on your last leg. Do you want to go broke?
Yes, Nori. If chicken tastes like chicken, I don't want it. I don't want it. You know?
What the fuck is chicken supposed to taste like other than chicken? Make it fucking make sense.
Yeah, I noticed when I come on here super early. I think people became members like because they knew I was gonna be live at night, and that's when they could be here. And I noticed when I'm live during the day, it's more like low key.
Okay. Whatever you need to tell yourself in order to cope. Here, madame, have some more copium. On a serious note, though, I think the chat isn't talking to you, Amber, because they have nothing in common with you, and you are not really providing the entertainment. So they'll just sit there and wait till your quote-unquote haters come over and start spamming you until you start crashing and crying, and then they'll have some form of entertainment going on.
I don't know what it is, but lately I literally just go live. No, I don't know how to French braid. But I literally just go live like right when like my energy tells me to. I know that sounds probably crazy to a lot of people, but like I am so protecting my peace lately. Like genuinely. And if I feel like if there's any given moment where I can't handle like the actual just the craziest rumors and speculation and just drama and bullshit of it all, then I'm like, I'd rather not put myself through that. So it's very just like random when I come on.
It's weird that you say that you come on random times whenever your energy aligns or whatever bullshit you want to believe in. There were so many times you came on live right after either a reaction channel posted a public post on their channel or uploaded a video where it shows you in a bad light. You come on live in order to diverge your fans from going and watching the reaction channels or to attract more haters into your live stream so they don't see what, for example, Rachel has posted. Look, whatever you need to tell yourself, if it's going to make you sleep better at night, do it. But do it inside your head. Don't say it out loud because it just makes you look stupid, because I know that you know that we know that you know that we know that you're doing it on purpose. You're never gonna admit to this. Of course you're not. Why would you?
Protecting my peace means just protecting my sanity, which means protecting my mental health, and that's very important.
Oh. Mental health is very important, is it? But only when it comes to you, Amber. Let's ask Beck how they feel. Let's ask Casey how he feels. Let's ask other exes how they feel. No, you don't care? Oh, I guess your sympathy bone is gone.
I don't know my blood type. I know that was like a fat joke, but you just reminded me. I genuinely don't know my blood type.
I mean, if I was to expect anyone to know about their blood type, that would be you, considering you visit ER quite frequently. In fact, you go to ER more than you ever went to Cheesecake Factory, and that says a lot.
You'll never ever be loved as a fetish. How does it feel? I don't know, because I was loved before I was a fetish, and they loved me for like my heart, and they were with me, I'm assuming, because they liked being around me. I genuinely have never been in a relationship where someone like actually thought my body was sexy until my last relationship. So fetish or not, like it was a nice feeling. But if I'm never gonna be loved further than that, how does that feel? It's sad. But I want to be single. Like being single is very important to me because I am so like I don't have this heavy burden of wondering every day what life is gonna be like. Like I know what it is, and it's peaceful as fuck when you're single. Peaceful as fuck. And I feel my mental health improving every single day, and it just feels really good.
I'm sorry to break your bubble, Amber, but you forgot about Destiny. She found you attractive. Yeah, your body. And we know that since she's commented on your ass and other things throughout Destiny era. Plus, of course, I missed out on something. I would also like to add that she's also lying here, that being single is so peaceful and she's in such a peaceful era and her mental health is improving when later on, as we all know, she'll crash and she'll admit to being blackmailed by Emily, that if she ever talks about Emily, XYZ's gonna happen. So she is actively lying to her fans as we speak that she is improving mentally when she's in fact not. Because remember, she's also sending nudes to Emily when Emily asks, but they are just friends, long distance, allegedly. But she's doing so good, you guys. Yeah, her mentals are amazing. And another red flag to me is that she would send nudes or any form of body shots to her ex that's already went to a reaction channel and shown some texts and stuff. Why would you send such pictures that could possibly be exposed? I'm not saying Emily would, but you never know. Why would you do that? If you're broken up with a said person, if you really don't want to have anything to do with them anymore, my theory is they haven't been really broken up. It's just that since the release of Rachel's video, shit has hit the fan again, and now it's an issue again. That's what I'm speculating has happened. There are many red flags that I've seen ever since the first ever Emily Crash Out live stream. I mean, I can sort of talk about that in one of my future videos if you guys want. But anyways, let's continue.
I think they're fighting again today. No, I'm not even Emily's friend anymore. I do not want her in my life, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Now again, she's lying, not only to her haters, nah, screw that, who cares about the haters, but she's lying to her actual fans here. Again, I don't want to be repeating myself too much because it'll get boring, but we find out later on that she's been talking to Emily this whole time. Whether they were on and off in between first ever Crash Out or not, they were still talking. She admits to that later on when people finally pressure her into it. See how easy it is for Amber to lie.
Justice for Grammarlyn makes she be okay. She's good, but she always pays a visit for sure.
Grammarlyn pays a visit when you want her to pay a visit. You know, as well as a lot of us, that you're faking a lot of the words that you can't pronounce because that's one of your other quirky things. Do not know how to pronounce something. Yeah, bullshit, Amber. We can see right through you. You need to stop with that stupid act because it's making you look stupid. It's not cute. It's not anything positive. It's cringe. If you want me to be honest, it's absolutely cringe. Same with those facial expressions you started doing a while back. You started doing them because you saw that people are making it into memes and people are sharing them all online and you like the attention.
So Brian, my truth is never believed, so I'm not going there, and that's the end of it. So
No, you don't get to do this. Whenever we try to believe you anything in the past, you always prove to us why we shouldn't believe or trust you with anything. You don't get to spin the narrative here. This is your own doing. You can't cry wolf 24/7 and then expect people to believe anything you say. That's not how it works, girly.
hello, Rachel. Hello, welcome.
Oh, Amber, you're gonna regret saying welcome in a minute. You know, whenever Rachel steps into the chat, it's like boss music starts playing. In the next clip, somebody asks Amber what she's going to be for Halloween, and this is what she says.
Spaghetti, I was gonna be a devil, but I'm not sure.
Girl, honestly, save your money. You don't even need a costume. You're already the devil. You use the devil costume money for something else. I don't know. The court, the vet bills, whatever.
I don't watch reaction channels. Where are my hoops from? I don't know.
Oh, you don't watch reaction channels? No? Okay, just 1 second, girl. I'm back, and here are the screenshots I gathered to show that you don't watch reaction channels, Amber. Thank you to the Spectful Piece of for having the screenshots, and shout out to Rachel, Hecticana, Studio Deets, and Jordy for being in Amber's search boxes. Of course, Amber just found out about Rachel, well, as much as we can trust that, but the rest she watches probably regularly. I like how you're actively lying to your own fans. You don't even have to think about the haters, but you're actively lying to your own fans, and I think that's freaking disgusting. I can't believe how easy it is for you to lie about anything and everything, even the most simplest things. You could have admitted to watching reaction channels. There's nothing wrong with that. Literally nothing wrong with that. Yet, for some reason, you believe that you're entitled to lie to everyone, but you're also entitled to be believed when it comes to things. That's not how the world works, Amber.
I don't know, spending time away from all that junk. Like, so many people are like, oh my god, Amberlynn, your community is so vile, it's so gross, it's so this and so that. And I'm realizing more than ever that it's the reaction channel community that is like that.
No, Amber, it's your own community that's absolute junk. They're telling you to be yourself. They're telling a 600-pound woman to continue being herself. Do you not see how wrong that is? They're literally hating on you without realizing acceptance doesn't always mean love. I think you're missing the point here. You need to sit with yourself for a minute in front of a mirror and ask yourself, where has, quote unquote, being me gotten me so far? You had so much money, yet you'd never bought an apartment or a house. You don't know how to drive. You don't have a driving license, even though you could afford to get one. You could have afforded a personal trainer and a nutritionist to help you lose the weight. And a personal trainer would have motivated you more than you ever so far have motivated yourself. You could have gotten your pets better care. For example, Twinkie has been with you, I don't know, for a decade? I don't know if it's more, give or take. Her toenails are still bending inwards. The dog's nail, or the quick part, or whatever it's pronounced as, I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, could have went back to normal position by now if you gave a crap every week to trim it little by little. That poor dog, not only is it overweight, which you apparently see no problem with, but it's also having a very, very painful experience walking. That dog is living in hell, and you are lucky that it's a calm dog. You're lucky that it's not a dog that lashes out because of pain. And that's why I say, your fans telling you to just be who you are, be yourself, continue the behavior, and continue overeating, sadly. Eating disorders aren't a joke. Them telling you that, them being fine with that, is actually hate. Real love is when you actually want the best for someone who you actually love. There's a huge difference between the two. Ever notice how your quote-unquote haters are the ones to give you more advice than your actual fans? You call it hate speech. You call it fat phobia, but it's actually not. It just doesn't fit your narrative. It doesn't fit your narrative. The fact that you don't want to change, you're fine the way you are. And anyone who doesn't agree with that and kiss your ass is a hater. So again, I ask you, Amber, which community is actually vile? I'm not negating that every community has its own bad apples, but majority of girl world is not bad. You just want to see us as bad. Sit on it, spin, and then think about it.
Because people who are like, oh, Amberlynn, I support you, they're not the ones who watch the reaction channels. That's the people who watch me.
Yeah, the ones who watch you are called yes ma'ams. Refer to my previous point. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Shut the fuck up.
But the reaction channel community are the people who dox and harass and like say the most awful things I've ever heard someone say. And they're the reaction channel community that is also watching me. But it's all stemmed from the reaction channel community. And I'm not a part of that. I'm just not a part of that, and I don't want to be a part of that. So,
Amber, every community has its own bad apples. You can't clump us all together. I haven't doxed anyone. Matter of fact, you have doxed plenty of people. Recently, your lawyer friend. You showed your phone with your messages. So let's not pretend like you're this little saint who can do no wrong, and you don't wanna associate yourself with us. Newsflash, refer to my screenshots of you watching reaction channels. Oh, and let's not forget Damon White. Oh, and yes, I was in that exact same Facebook group where you pretended to be Damon White. You do like to associate yourself with us on your sock accounts, on your millions of sock accounts that you have.
your representation of your own community, and the community that watches me and is just watching me and not the reaction channels are the people who are very sweet, very kind, patient, understanding. They're not in the hate train. But have you ever noticed that it's the people who are fatphobic, who dox, who harass, who stalk, who say the most vile things? They're the people who watch the reaction channels. And you're right, that says a lot.
Okay, so riddle me this, Amber. What does it say when you gaslight and manipulate and lie to people 24/7? I would also like to remind you that all of your quote-unquote haters nowadays once used to be fans. I used to be your fan. In fact, I used to like you quite a lot up until the Casey situation. And then I opened my eyes. Just remember this, Amber. Everyone has a limit, and you're still lying to your followers and your fans, and you still gaslight them with the excuse of it's because of haters. Everyone has a limit.
Some people in girl world are actual sociopaths. Yeah, they are. It's very obvious because they root so hard for me to be hurt and alone and miserable, and it's just not happening. It's not. I'm way too. no, I'm just way too peaceful for that to happen.
Now let's see what a sociopath is. A sociopath is an outdated, informal term for someone with antisocial personality disorder, or ASPD, a mental health condition characterized by a disregard for the rights and feelings of others. Key traits include a lack of empathy, deceitfulness, manipulation, impulsivity, and a disregard for social norms. Now, let's look at the characteristics of ASPD, shall we? Number 1, lack of empathy, an inability to understand or care about the feelings of others, leading to disregard for their pain or hurt. Number 2, deceitfulness and manipulation, a tendency to lie, manipulate, and exploit others for personal gain. Number 3, impulsivity, acting without thinking about the consequences. Number 4, aggression and irritability, a propensity for hostility, verbal or physical outbursts, and irritability. Number 5, disregard for social norms, consistently behaving in ways that are contrary to social rules and laws. Number 6, lack of remorse, a failure to feel guilt or regret for one's actions. Number 7, irresponsibility, a pattern of failing to fulfill obligations such as at work or with finances. Now, Amber, if that was too hard for you to understand, I've also pulled up your old pal called WebMD, so I will be reading some things from there too. It's kind of like sociopath for dummies, so you can understand it better. And don't worry, this is not gonna take too long. You can return to your nap in a bit. Also, I would like to clarify, I am in no way making fun of this personality disorder. I am just here to educate Amber, since she's too lazy to do her own research. So you're welcome, Amber. Anyways, let's continue. So here is the information from your favorite website, Amber. It says, these are some common signs of ASPD. Lack of empathy for others, impulsive behavior, attempting to control others with threats or aggression, using intelligence, charm, or charisma to manipulate others, not learning from mistakes or punishment, lying for personal gain, showing a tendency towards physical violence and fights, generally superficial relationships, sometimes stealing or committing other crimes, threatening suicide to manipulate without the intention of actually doing it, abusing drugs or alcohol, trouble with responsibilities such as a job, paying bills, etc. Common things people with ASPD say. People with ASPD can be very manipulative. Some may use outright threats, whereas others hide their intentions with charm or passive aggressiveness. Manipulation can sound like, it wasn't my fault. Instead of accepting blame, manipulators might lie about it or downplay their role in a conflict. This might make you feel sympathetic. That is not true. People with ASPD often lie to get what they want. I've never met someone as kind as you. Flattery is used to get your support and later favors. At least you don't have it as bad as me. People might use this phrase to invalidate your feelings so you can focus on them instead. Just kidding. Some people use sarcasm to hide mean remarks. You are too sensitive. People with ASPD might say this to make you feel like you're overreacting to something hurtful they've said or done. I did it for you. This pins the blame on you, not the speaker. If you really loved me, you would do this. Manipulators might take advantage of your feelings to get their way. If you break up with me, I'll myself. Manipulators use threats to force you to do what they want. You're imagining things. This form of manipulation is called gaslighting and makes you doubt yourself and your sanity. And there you go, Amber. I am not diagnosing anyone. This was just for educational purposes. The first screenshot is from Google. The second part of it is from WebMD. And I went through other websites and they pretty much, give or take, say the same things. I hope you guys liked this video. And if not, I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say. I will be making part 2 of this live stream. Some of the clips that are quite similar, I might just have to delete because there is a lot to unpack. Until then, stay safe. See you later, guys.